I want to thank each and every one of you for being here today to celebrate the life of our dear friend and family member, Glen Halama. Looking around the room, it's clear that just how special Glen was to all of us. And he has touched the lives of so many. To Stephen, Glen's brother, Teresa, Aunt Lisa, we're truly honored to have you with us today as we reflect on Glen's life. Then there was light. My hope is the memories and stories shared will bring you a measure of peace during this difficult time. Glen was truly one of a kind. The impact he made on each of us was far greater than we ever realized. I also want to extend my gratitude to each of you, not only for being here today, but for all the support and kindness you've shown since Glen's passing. Losing someone is never easy. And when it's sudden, it brings even more heartache and pain. But one thing we know for sure is each of you cared deeply for Glen. And just as importantly, you've shown care and compassion for one another, coming together to laugh, cry, and share memories. That's exactly why we're here today, to remember Glen, to celebrate his life, and to find comfort in each other. While the word celebration might feel a bit strange, it's truly fitting for Glen. He was happiest when he was surrounded by friends and family, sharing meals, stories, and laughter. Glen wouldn't have wanted sadness to fill this room. He would have wanted a get-together full of laughter, connection, and joy, even in his absence. So while today is bittersweet, I hope it brings each of us the chance to smile and feel his presence as we honor him. Over 25 years ago, I started this agency with a mission to be a voice for those who we support and ensure they're seen and heard. In the days since Glen's passing, as we've shared memories and stories, several things have come incredibly clear. Glen was family to us. He was our friend, housemate, peer, and on the harder days, to lift him up and remind him of better tomorrows. We heard Glen, and Glen heard us. We heard Glen more. Whether he was planning the next gathering or having a meaningful conversation, Glen valued connection. And above all, he made everyone feel seen, heard, and appreciated. I know you'll hear echoes of that today in memories others share. I'm not supposed to say this because Clinical gets mad at me, but he was the mayor of Guntown. And the mayor when he was here too.
Yeah, he was. He was.
Whether he was preparing his home for the next event or planning a heartfelt memorial for his dear friend and housemate, Ray, Glen was always in tune with what was happening, and more importantly, what people needed to feel valued. I remember walking through this building many times, which is never an easy task for me. It's many conversations and many follow-up emails, but Glen always was advocating for others when I would walk through this room. And make sure that you do this, and make sure you follow up on that. I know you're busy, but make sure you follow up on that, was most of our conversations. That is one of the many memories that I carry with Glen. I could spend all day sharing stories about Glen. I want to make space for others to share their memories as well. Up next, Glen's brother Stephen will come forward to honor Glen. For
starters, I want to say thank you guys. Driving here, I wasn't sure what to expect, how many people were going to show up, and it was the same thing at the funeral. I was trying to picture how many people were going to show up, and I normally only have like 20, 25 people. Just like the funeral, this reaction here is, I am blown away. There's not a word in the dictionary that can describe how I feel right now, seeing each and every single one of you guys here. On behalf of ISIS and the program, I want to say that you guys working here, you guys don't just punch a clock. You guys are here because you want to be here. You make a difference every single day. And the world needs more of you guys, because it was you guys that made my brother have a really great life. He loved being here. He always talked about you guys. You guys knew him as Glen. His real name was Glen Halama Jr., so we all called him Jay, short for JR. So when I refer to him as Jay, you guys know we're talking about the same guy. I look around this room and I see all you guys, and first word that comes to my mind is legacy. We all want to know what our legacy is going to be like when we pass away, or what we're going to be remembered for when we pass away. And if you all take a second, look to your left and look to your right, you guys can see Jay's legacy right in this room. I got a few quick things I want to say about my brother Jay. As I said before at the funeral, if there's one thing about Jay that stands out in my mind, is his love he had for his family. There was not a single thing that Jay wouldn't do for his family. He was always about a family guy. When he would get phone calls, and he had to make phone calls on his phone privileges night, he would call you, and it would be like, he'll pick up the phone, "Hey Steve, how you doing?" "I'm doing great, Evan." The call will last no more than 2 minutes. "Okay, I gotta run, I gotta go, because I gotta call this person, I gotta call this person, I gotta call this person." And then he'll be, "No, I need 5 more minutes, I gotta call 2 more people." He wanted to make sure he got the opportunity to call each and every single person. And that shows you what kind of family person he was. When he would come home on visitations, he'll come home with some spending money. And the money for him to buy himself supper and have a good time, but he never spent it on himself. He would waste it, he would blow it through within 5 minutes of being home. His money would be gone. That's because he went around and bought gifts for every single one of his nieces, cousins, he wanted to buy a gift for every single person. And do not ever let him know that you need something, because you know what? He ain't going to need it very long, because he's going to go out and get it. And as we all know, there is no arguing with him. If you argue with him, you got a battle on your hand. I want to share a funny story about when I was a little kid. Down in Stamford, Connecticut, there's a beach called Cummings Beach. And it's right after a rainstorm, and my mom's driving, I'm sitting in the middle of the back seat, and next to me is Jay. And you know how after like a really bad rainstorm, it gets hot and muggy? Well, Jay had a bright idea of rolling down the window. And right behind me was my mom's boyfriend driving a big Bronco truck, and he didn't realize the window was down, so he went zipping past us and went through a puddle. And then all of a sudden you hear all this water go whoosh into the car. My mom goes, "Jay!" And all you hear out of Jay's mouth is, "Oh, Peter, I'm soaked." As time changed, we changed. And I moved out and moved up to Middletown, and I'm working 2 jobs and going to school. And I haven't really been able to get around. And brothers, you never think that day's going to come. You see these horrendous accidents on the news about fatal accidents, and you always say, "That's not going to be me. That's not going to be my family." You never think it's going to happen to you. And so when you live your day, everything's like you're going to have another opportunity to see your brother. You're going to have the opportunity to call him. I didn't. And but it's not that I didn't care, it's because I got so busy with my life, and I wish I could have just one more time to see him. But by come to this program and seen this video, you know, I know my brother as Jay and all the stuff he talks about you guys, and we all know how Jay can be a little bit handful, and boy, he can get into mischief, we all know that. But seeing this tribute video on behalf, and getting to see the hard work and the prom that he was at, and you know, all the colleagues, today I see a different view of my brother Jay. And if Jay was here right now, I want to tell him I love him. You know, he meant a lot. He meant a lot. But he always loved you guys. And do not stop and think, not for 1 minute, that you're a colleague, and not you guys are family. And I really greatly appreciate everything you guys and ISIS and all your colleagues do for my brother Jay. Thank you very much.
We will begin our friends and family remembrance portion. Is Michelle here? Okay. Oh, come on up.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Michelle Ferguson. For the people that don't know me, hi, everybody. You know, I thought about it last night, and my daughter and I discussed what I would say today. And you know, it's really weird because it's just what everyone else said. So you have to know that it's the truth about Glen. Whenever Glen had issues, he'd call me and say, we need a meeting, and have me come up to Guntown so he could tell me all his issues. But the one good thing about Glen is that he had a solution to every issue that he had, which was so awesome. And I'm sorry to Clinical too, but you know, Glen was the mayor. He was the one to make things happen. So sorry, Stacy. Glen was such a special person. It's so hard to describe. And again, it's what other people said. His laughter and humor was beyond. It just was. He'd make you laugh, but he'd put everybody in their place when he thought they needed to be. Glen was so very important to me and my family. And I will always miss Glen, but I will celebrate Glen today, and I ask that all of you celebrate him. We don't need tears today. We need good stories about Glen. We need happiness and to celebrate him so he knows how amazing of a man he was. So I am so sorry to the family. Stephen, I heard you speak at the funeral, and I just was in awe of the things you said, even today. And ISIS is a great place, or we do life together. It is an amazing place to live, because you know, I always say this, and I want to share this with everybody. The DSP staff that we have are the most important besides the individuals. And you know why you're important? Because you work every day with these individuals. You spend the most time with them. So even if you don't get up and speak today, know how important your job is and how it affects other people. And thank you to the great staff that show up every day. I don't even work here, but I'm thanking you because I love these individuals, every single one of them. And it matters to me how they're treated. So thank you for what you do.
Was there others that wanted to speak today? All right, you want to, oh, April's next. No skipping. Sorry, April.
All right, so I'm just going to say first that it's amazing that I'm even here today, because at least monthly Glen would fire me because he didn't want to discuss his diet or exercise. But he'd say, not you, you're okay, you could stay. He had a very good friend, her name was Terry. They've gotten very close over the years. She took him out to dinner every month. She sent me a letter that she wanted me to read to everybody. So I have a backup plan. Audra will come up if I cannot finish. Okay? I want to share my story, the Terry and Glen story. I began working for ISIS in 2011. Mary Davily was the nurse at that time and had been a longtime nursing colleague and friend. When I came on board, she offered me Guntown Road as one of my group homes. At that time, I had no connection to any specific group homes, but as it turned out, I feel lucky to have been that home's nurse. We all do. And one big reason why I was lucky enough to meet Glen. I can remember the day when I admitted him from a residential facility in Pennsylvania. He was outspoken and yet somewhat shy of his new living situation. That quickly disappeared, and he soon fit right in. In little time, he took charge of making sure his fellow housemates felt cared for and safe. Glen loved to cook, and we all know he loved to eat. He took pride in cooking meals for everyone. He often talked about what he would like to cook and took great joy from doing so. Over the last few years, after I left ISIS, Glen and I look forward to our time out to dinners together. We often ate at Maples, the Station, Friendly's, Grandpa's Restaurant, Jesse Camille's, to name a few, and of course Glen's favorite Chinese restaurants. He would get so excited when he planned his annual birthday party bash at China Buffet, and the best thing is he wanted everyone to attend and wanted no one left behind. I don't know why, but Glen and I had a special bond. In his first few years, we forged a trail in the woods behind Guntown. We actually had a path up that hill and took time clearing it. At the hilltop was a picnic bench. I am not sure if it's still there, but it was special to us. Glen loved to talk in great length about his family, work, and all the many friends in his life. We got a lot of exercise climbing the hills on our woodland hikes, but I didn't think he realized that was actually a big part of the reason we went. We loved to go down the road to the Oxford Reservoir to walk around and watch people fish. Glen liked to fish too. There was a small trail in the woods on Guntown Road that we would sometimes hike. He often wanted to lead our hikes, and that's why we sometimes got lost. We spent memorable time together hiking. Glen often called and left me messages. I loved to hear the enthusiasm in his voice. He would try to plan our next get-together. He would usually fill me in on what was happening in his life. He always left a callback number, whether it was his cell or the house number, as if I didn't know it, or maybe just to make sure I'd call him back. We all have our memories of Glen that will live on in our hearts, never to be erased or forgotten. I know I will greatly miss him when I come back to Connecticut in May from the South. He would be calling me within the week of my arrival. Now that will not be happening, and that makes me sad. But when I walk the little trail down the road from Guntown or hike in the reservoir, I will take Glen with me in my heart and talk to him, even if he is not present, for that is what will bring me joy and peace. I hope all of us can find the same peace and will always remember Glen for his unselfish acts of kindness and caring, as well as his loudness, wit, and honesty. Yet there might have been some flaws. We all have them, but Glen was a positive, accepting person who I will miss from the bottom of my heart. I want to share one of my favorite poems from Henry Van Dyke about dying. Gone from my sight, I am standing upon the seashore, a ship at my side spreads her white sails to the moving breeze and starts for the ocean blue. She is an object of beauty and strength. I stand and watch her until at length she hangs like a speck of white clouds just where the sea and sky come to mingle each other. Then someone at my side says, there, she is gone. Where's Audra? Gone where?
Gone where? Gone from my sight. That is all. She is just as large in mast, hull, and spar as she was when she left my side. And she is just as able to bear her load of living freight to her destined port. Her diminished size is in me, not her. And just in the moment when someone says, there, she is gone, there are other eyes watching her coming, and other voices ready to take up the glad shout. Here she comes, and that is dying. Like the ship in this poem, I think that Glen has been welcomed to another place, home. I know that is true, as that home is in our hearts. Peace to all of us for the loss of Glen, and we will always love and miss you, buddy. Love, your friend, Terry. I almost didn't make it. All right. You ready, Joy?
That's
Good morning, everybody. Glen was a good person. He was funny and was a good friend for everyone. And Janet always said to buy stranger to Glen Halama. Janet Winter will Glen be friends forever. In heaven, Glen will miss you. Family, we do life together. Glen Halama, friends with Mo, Chris Richards, and ISIS Inc. will always be your home. Guntown, Glen Halama, and your friends have your back. God bless you, everyone. Amen.
Amen.
Will be here by your side. Hector Camacho, Andrew Wasler at Cook Lane, LPGF, and myself at Clark Road. The memories will IG at Taro, and I help him with the chairs. He live along forever. The good memories, and the staff will miss you, Glen Halama. And he is a good friend to Janet Winter at Munson Road, and he was a good worker to everyone. But he was loving and say he always had the chair to sit on. It cost like $5, and he always be the mayor. All workers, keep him for him in spirit. Glen Halama, thank you, my friend. And Glen, rest in peace. Glen, a friendly person to Janet. You are.
Mr. Fitzgerald Glen, amen.
Ms. Elba, I'd like to say a few words.
I just would like to say I am one of the best friends of Glen, and I was oh my God, Rest in peace, Glen. And I love you.
That was your people and that was your roommate. That was your roommate and that was your friend. They always was tell about people. And then my family, I'm gonna miss her so much. Don't you?
Thank you. You gonna say something?
He was a very good friend. He was like a brother to me, and I love him. He was a good brother, and I love him so much. He was a very close friend. He's like a brother, and I love him. So close. He was spiritual, and he like so close to me, and I love him.
I love you.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Dallas. I knew Gwen for quite a while. I remember Gwen when this place first opened up. It was nothing in here, completely nothing. Glen, he was on lawn crew with us. He did everything he could to keep us happy and keep us, cheerful, But when, he was just like a person that you could be around. When you sad or when you feeling like you don't got nothing else to do, Gwen would be that person to go to and to make you happy. He'll say something to make you smile or laugh or something. But Gwen was a good person. And rest in peace. Thank y'all. Have a blessed day.
Come on, Kenny. Hi, my name is Chris Richards. And I'd just say, I do miss my friend Glen. He was a close friend of mine. And I respect him and his boundaries. When he asks for boundaries, I step back. And I want to say to Glen's family, rest in peace, Glen.
Hi, my name is Kenny Wheeler. And when Chet forgot his $10, he came up to me and asked if he could borrow some money. I said, "What do you want?" Glad. He said, "Kentucky Fried Chicken, please." And I said, "Stay on the building. Just call my staff and I'll pick it up." And he loved that. And one time I ripped my shirt. He had brought a spare shirt and he let me use it. And I thank you for the family.
Way to throw me under the bus.
You have to go in there without me.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dan. All right, our celebration is coming to a close. It is not, I'm sorry. I apologize. What are you doing?
I know I'm already on the program, but I don't think I've seen a quick little song for y'all. Amazing mercy. I was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
I know each of us will carry Glen's spirit with us, the joy of planning our next gathering, the beauty of the blooming flowers, and the moments we spend together. His legacy lives on in all of us. Thank you for being here today. We invite you to stay for some refreshments. We've got a lot of food, so please and thank you very much for coming today. Thank you.